welcome to the Murphy Family Kitchen. I'm Jim Murphy, and today we're going to make a frittata. I have seen a lot of questions about breakfast ideas for those that are trying to eat a low carb or keto style diet. And so this is something that we eat from time to time. It fits that description, but it's great for everybody, whether you're on a restricted diet or not. I think you'd find this very, very good. So we're going to go through this. I just want to let you know what goes in it. I've done some of the chopping already. I've got 10 eggs here, half a cup of heavy cream, half a pound of bacon. Bacon's going to be our meat in this frittata today. You can do this with any kind of meat that you like. If you don't have or don't want bacon, you can put sausage, ham. I've put brisket. I've put pulled pork. You can put anything you want in this. That's the beauty of a frittata. There's really no rules to it. I've got about a cup of sliced fresh mushrooms, half an onion chopped up, and also a jalapeno chopped up. I put that in with the onion here. We like things with a little bit of spice in it, so I stuck that in there. I leave the seeds. You don't have to do that. I've got a quarter of a pound of spinach leaves here. We're going to reduce those down a little bit. They'll go very nicely into this. And then we're going to finish it off with a little bit of cheese. Most importantly, I have my coffee. So we're going to go ahead and get started. I'm going to fry up some bacon, and then we'll get to working on the eggs, and we'll get this thing going. So we've got the bacon frying now, and while we're working on that, I'm going to get my egg mixture ready here. And so, like I said, we have 10 eggs, and we're just going to very lightly beat these together. We don't want it to be mixed up too much, because then when the eggs cook, they poof up in the pan and then settle back down again, and they get kind of stiff. So we just really want to mix the yolk and the egg white together without getting it too well mixed. And then we'll put our heavy cream in. And again, we'll just give that a little bit of a stir. Make sure all of the yolks are broken, and they are. I had one stubborn one there. Okay, so we just stir that a little bit, and that is all that's going to get. So we're good to go with the eggs. We got to finish up our bacon. When the bacon is through, we are going to then saute our onions and jalapenos, the mushrooms, and then we're going to reduce down that spinach, put everything in the pan here. We'll cook it up a little bit, and then it goes in the oven. I have my oven preheating now, set to 350. Once we're all done, this will go into the oven. About 15-16 minutes should do the trick, and we will be ready to eat breakfast. So let's get this bacon finished up. All right, this bacon is looking great. We've got it all ready to go. I did it a little bit well done, a little bit crispy. We're going to chop it up and put it back into the mixture in a few minutes, but I want to get it out of here first. And then I'm going to pour off the excess grease here before I put anything else in the pan. So I have this kettle that I use here to store bacon fat, and I use that really in everything that I cook. Anything that requires oil or butter or anything like that, I use bacon fat more often than not. It has this strainer right over the top, catches all the solids so it doesn't go down, and the fat in the can then is very, very clean. Wipe off my spill, and it is reusable at any time. So I store that here. I have a link to that particular can down below if anyone is interested in taking a look at that. So now with that done, I'm going to go ahead and put in my onions and jalapeno, and we're going to get those swept down just a little bit. refill my salt here, but I have enough to get me through today. A little bit of pepper. And we're just going to let this saute a little bit. Excuse me, just a couple of minutes till they become somewhat translucent. That smells really good. Turn that heat down just a little bit. Put my mushrooms in here. And we want to get all the moisture out of those. That'll take just a couple of minutes. So really, one of my favorite things about a frittata is not just how easy it is or how good it is when you eat it, but it travels really well. It's very convenient. This is a great breakfast on a weekend morning with the family. Or you can do this on a Sunday afternoon, for instance, and really have breakfast for the week. Heats up really easily, and I think you'd be very, very happy with it. And we're just going to let those sweat out for a couple of minutes. And while we're waiting for that to finish up, we're going to go ahead here, and we're just going to chop up our bacon. It's been sitting off to the side for a few minutes now, and it looks like I have a helper. Hi, Lucy. She thinks I'm going to drop something. She's probably right. So we'll get those chopped up. Not terribly fine, but you want bite-sized pieces, so that should do the trick for us right there. Very good. And this is just about perfect. Now I'm going to put my spinach in here, and we're going to let that sweat down a little bit and reduce the spinach. And that typically goes very quickly. Again, a little bit more salt just to help it along. That seems to help things sweat down a little bit faster. We'll get the moisture out of these leaves. And that just takes a few minutes. Okay, this is looking really good now. So I'm going to take this mixture out of here and put it in this bowl for a few minutes. Running out of space here. There we go. Get most of it out of there. And as sometimes happens, the vegetables have kind of soaked up what fat was left in the pan, and so I'm going to take some of this bacon fat that I took off of here and just put a little bit more back in, probably about a tablespoon. Coat the pan with it just a little bit. Then I want to put my eggs in the pan. Again, lightly beaten. I want to add my meat into into it here, my bacon. Again, you can use whatever meat you like. And then I'm going to put the vegetables back in. And I could probably have just poured the eggs right over top of the vegetables when they were in the pan, but this is more traditional way to do this. Spread it around a little bit, again, without beating it too much. And I'm just going to turn this up a little bit. And we're going to cook this for just a couple of minutes on the stove top until it starts to pull in from the side. So around the side, it'll start to pull in just a little bit, and that's when we know it's time to go to the oven. A little more salt, and a little more pepper. So this is doing very well. It looks very nice. It's starting to pull away from the side just a little bit. It's getting a little bit of a crust on it. So I'm going to finish this off with just a little bit of shredded cheese. And then we're going to stick this in the oven. And this is a very mild cheese. It is a Fontina and Swiss blend that I found at Costco. And I get it just about every time I see it there because they tend to not carry the things that I like anymore after I find something that's really good. That just seems to be my luck. So this is delicious. I really like it a lot. I put it in just about everything. And it works out really, really well. So not too much, just a little bit on the top. Our oven is ready. Turn that off. Get this into the oven. And we're going to set our timer here for 15 minutes. And we'll come back in a few. Okay, our timer just went off. It's been 15 minutes. Let's take a look here. And that looks really nice. I hope you can see that okay. That looks really good. So we're going to take this out of the heat here. We're going to put it up on the stove. And now this needs to rest. You never just cut into it or start eating it right out of the pan as soon as it comes out of the oven. It needs to firm up just a little bit. And we'll come back to this probably in 10 minutes or so. Well, that looks really good. We did really nice here. It's pulled away from the sides, which is nice. It's got a little bit of a crust on it. Everything is settling in here. Never cut into it right away. We need to let this rest probably 10 or 15 minutes. Frittatas are best when you eat them warm, not necessarily hot. They keep very well. They make excellent snacks, lunches, breakfast for the next couple of mornings, whatever you want to use it for. But we're going to let this rest, and then we're going to come back and see exactly how we did. Well, this has rested for a little while now. It looks really nice. That's not too hot. So we're going to go ahead and slice this. It's pulled away from the sides really nicely, and so it looks like everything went as planned. But we're going to find out here in just a second. Pull that slice out of there, and that looks really nice. You can see that it's nice and fluffy. Everything is done. There's no liquid in the bottom, so this came out just perfectly. Well, like I said earlier, there are no rules to frittatas. You can put anything in it that you want. You can put anything on it that you want. Sometimes I'll use some sour cream if I have it. Sometimes we'll put hot sauce on it depending on what is inside. You can really do whatever it is that you like for your own taste. That's what makes this such a great dish. It is just very versatile that way. I hope that you'll try this and enjoy it. Make it for your family. You can have it to go to work or school during the week. Travels very well, keeps very well. and it's really delicious. I want to thank everybody for being here. If you haven't already subscribed to my channel, please do. I have many more videos coming up that I think you will enjoy. Give me a like on this if it was helpful to you. Leave me a comment, ask questions. I will respond to all the comments. So I look forward to seeing you all again in the next video. But right now, it's time for breakfast. That is really good. I do think you will all enjoy this. Thanks again. Bye.